yesterday. So if you join me in welcoming Purnima onto stage to take a look at cross-cloud architecture. Thank you, Purnima. Great to have you here. And, anxious to take a look at what we've been working on, Purnima.
Yes, let's look at some of the magic that's here.
Okay.
So how easy is it to deploy a VMware cloud? Simply create the VMware cloud. And then you pick a region. Here we are going to pick Oregon.
Okay, the first one we're coming up in. That sounds
correct.
Right.
You pick a small deployment, pick your payment options, and then pretty much you're good to go. In the background, we are setting up a small instance of an entire SDDC stack. And there it is. The Oregon data center is up and running. How's that? 3 clicks and an SDDC.
Yeah. VMware and Amazon, very impressive, Purnima. So what else can you do with that?
Well, now that you have the capacity, you need to realize the capacity.
Hey, it's really nice that they named their conference out of your product. Right?
That's right.
Really cool. Realize. Thank you for that, Jeremy. That's great.
That is right. So the VMware vRealize management allows you to deploy applications. Deploy, manage, and monitor applications across all environments, be it your private cloud, a VxRack-based private cloud, or VMware-based cloud on AWS, or a public cloud like Amazon or Azure. So right here, you have the vRealize automation catalog with a bunch of applications already primed. These applications can run the entire spectrum, all the way from VM-based apps, fully containerized apps, to hybrid apps. Now I'm going to blog about all this awesomeness, Pat. So we are going to provision a small WordPress instance. This WordPress instance is a web tier in containers and a database tier on VMs. I simply give it a name, and then I pick a location to deploy. Here I'm going to use our Oregon VMC. Now in most cases with our automation solution, you don't have to pick, because our automation decides...
We can automate where it goes to, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It depends, depending on your cost, on your performance, and your business policies, the right placement is done. And because this blog is important, I'm going to pick a platinum level of data protection. And then I click OK, and pretty much the application is deployed. Now, to see behind the scenes what's happening, you can see on the vSphere side, there is a command, and if you look further, the VMs are now getting provisioned. So you have 2 additional VMs set up for provision, and I'm up to blogging.
Okay, so we've just deployed an application into the VMware Cloud on AWS. But Purnima, we have a problem. Rule 1 of public speaking is know your audience.
True.
Right? And this is a Dell EMC audience, and so far we've demonstrated VMware and AWS, so what's in it for them?
I did not forget. There is tons of stuff. So, you remember I talked about data protection services?
Yeah.
Well, that came from integration from Dell EMC's data protection suite. So if we click on the backup and recovery tab here, you will see that we have a bunch of services: bronze, gold, platinum, and these were the same services you saw on VRA.
Platinum for your blog.
Yep. This is a mission critical blog.
Okay.
So now let us see what happens if I need to restore. So if you go to the restore tab, you can see that there are a number of VMs that are being protected. And Dell EMC solution provides an entire spectrum, all the way from files to directories to virtual machines. So let's demonstrate that. We'll pick a virtual machine, and then pick up a backup date, and because it's critical, I'm going to pick the instant access feature.
Okay, now instant access, traditional restore, instant access, how does that work?
Well, so instant access provisions your VM from a backup copy instantly. Now, a traditional backup made with an 80 gig VM may take 45 minutes. Instant access, 45 seconds. And that is the power of VMware and Dell EMC integration.
That's impressive. So literally, we're able to essentially mount out a secondary storage and start operating directly. Wow, that is impressive. I like that.
Yeah.
So,
we'll demonstrate the rest of it. So we pick up a backup date, you pick up the name, and you click OK, and there you have the VM up and running on the VMware Cloud in the Oregon data center.
Well, that's pretty impressive, but given how important this blog is,
Yes.
yeah, maybe some business continuity as well.
Of course. So we have seamless integration with Dell EMC's business continuity and DR solutions. So if you pick up the recovery point for VMs, you can see we have a number of VMs being protected here. And the nice thing is, if you go to the consistency group, you can see a number of applications. And if you click on an app, you see this particular app is being replicated from the Oregon data center to the on-prem data center. Now, we don't expect it.
Replicating on-prem out of the Amazon VMware environment.
That is right, fully integrated.
Cool.
Now, of course, we don't expect anything to go wrong, but in case something does, we just point to the copy on-prem and get up and running.
Wow. Now, but that's a fairly simple single VM. What about for complex applications with many VMs?
I'm glad you asked. So when you have a number of a complex application with a number of VMs, instead of just backing up disparate VMs, we can back up the entire application. And so, when something goes wrong, we simply pick up the application exactly as where you need it, like a DVR.
Well, this is very impressive. So, first public demonstration of VMware Cloud on AWS.
Yep.
Right, we saw the broad capabilities of vRealize and complex real-time cloud management and automation.
Yep.
Right, we saw the complete integration of the Dell protection services as part of that environment, both hybrid on the cloud and on-premise as well. Man, this is really impressive, and the full Dell technology is coming together. You knocked it out of the park, Pranima. Thank you very much.
Thank you.